Hi guys, this is a Forgetful Scholar. Let's chat about books. So today, so this week it was only two books because it was kind of oh, really? oh, 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 yeah, look, oh. It was kind of a hectic week, so I only did two books. They're both 5 stars, and they're both revisits of Johanna Lindsey. I know you guys might be tired of that, but I've been cleaning my bookshelf and like, oh, I haven't read this in a while, I haven't read this in a while, I haven't read this in a while. So this week is Horse Breeding and Kidnapper Gone Good. Okay, so the first one, the Horse Breeder one, is Historical FM, Man of My Dreams, Johanna Lindsey, and look, you can tell this is an older book. I don't know if you guys are curious about when it was published. 1992. So this is 5 star, and this is Horse Breeding. Okay, so Megan is the female, the heroine, and Devlin is the hero. Now Megan, I have to give Johanna, oh sorry, my dog's like, I have to give Johanna Lindsey credit because I think Megan would have been so easy to make her like a spoiled brat or come off as a spoiled brat. See, Megan is gorgeous. She's beautiful. She's so beautiful that most of the other girls in the village kind of bully her and exclude her out of jealousy or fear that the men they're interested are gonna fall for her, except her childhood best friend, who the sidekick in this, she's hilarious. She's really sweet. She's very up and peppy and all over the place. And very loyal to Megan, which I really like. And Megan's very loyal to her. They have a beautiful friendship, so I really like this. So Megan is the daughter of a country squire or country knight, I believe. And basically, the other girls in the village really bully her badly. So she's like, aha, I'll get revenge. I'll marry the Duke. Haha. And then they'll have to invite me to all their parties, and they have to be nice to me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it would be so easy to make Megan a villain, but Johanna Lindsey does a really good job of making her really likable. I really like her. I really like Megan. She's stubborn, but she's loyal. She's kind. She's hot-tempered. She's a little bit spoiled, and she knows it. So I really like her, and she's a bit of a tomboy, like, not completely a tomboy, but she's not the stereotypical, all she does, like, stays home, like, stays indoors and sews. Like, she likes horses, she likes riding horses, she's interested in the horse breeding, really interested in that her father is going to start up on their farm, and that's really kind of taboo for ladies at the time. So I like that, because she's sort of a tomboy but not like a modern-ish tomboy set in historical romance, because that really kind of drives me nuts when someone, a woman who could fit in the 21st century is in 1800s, and we're supposed to be like, oh, she's just a tomboy. And it's like, not really, because even tomboys, if you're a member of the ton, there still were rules, and if you didn't abide by those rules, you could have ruined your family. So Johanna Lindsey does this a lot. She does these characters that are tomboyish in a correct setting. That, to me, would make sense that they like these things and they're tomboys in their own time period, and it makes sense. It's not jarring. It's not like, oh, that's someone like I could have gone to school with. This is different. So I like that. So she's going to marry the Duke. But there's one problem. She's never met the Duke. And the horse breeding that her father wants to start comes the new horse breeder, Devlin, who is gorgeous and rugged and everything she shouldn't like and everything she can't get out of her head. So she's determined to marry the Duke for vengeance, not against the Duke, but against the girls in the neighborhood. And I think Johanna Lindsey sets it up that you really feel bad for Megan. And I'm like, man, she's like gorgeous, but I feel bad for her. All right, pretty people problems, but okay. I still heartstrings a little bit. But she can't get Devlin out of her mind. And Devlin, in the meanwhile, is sort of hiding out. And he has a lot of secrets. And one big secret. And the thing I like about this is that the marriage happens kind of towards the middle of the book. because they're, romance novel, historical romance novel stuff happens and they have to get married. And she is, she's fallen in love, so she's okay marrying a horse breeder. Turns out he's not really a horse breeder. And he was hiding out for a reason. And all his secrets come up. And then, she ends up marrying him and she has to deal with all these secrets. And I really like that because once the secrets come out, Devlin's almost a different person or acts like a different person, and she hates it. She likes the ill-tempered, cussing horse breeder. That's who she fell in love with. That's who she married. That's who she decided to step down from the ton to marry. And like after they're married, he's like a different person, and she hates it. So she does a lot of things to get back Devlin. You know what I mean? To get through his walls. So I really like that. I really like that a lot. And in Devlin's point of view, like Devlin, love that name, but he is like kind of typical romance novel hero. Like he's fine. He's very much a stereotypical, roguish kind of character. I like him. I like that he has these kind of dual personalities, or more like Devlin is how he really is, but after you find out his secret, he has all these walls. You know what I mean? So I like that a lot. I love this. And in the middle of the book, or like before they get married, she gets kidnapped by a Scottish highwayman who like falls in love with her beauty immediately. Why am I mentioning that? Usually I don't mention like stuff like that, but why am I mentioning it? Because it has to do with the second book this week. So I really like this. It's a 5 stars. I like the pace. I liked that because sometimes in romance novels they get married, but then there's chapters on chapters on chapters, and those chapters really don't add anything to the story. They're cute, they're fluffy, and sometimes they're enjoyable, but I do like it if you're gonna marry the pair off, like towards the middle of the book. I like that there's stuff they have to deal with after the marriage. Like the story continues because stuff isn't finished yet. So I like that as well. So I really enjoyed myself. And then the second book and the last book of this week is also FM historical, and this is Kidnapper Gone Good, and it is Love Me Forever by Johanna Lindsey. And here we go. There we go. And then it has a step back. Does anybody else miss step backs? I do. Look how lovely. And this one, published 1996. Remy, stop. My dog just keeps licking my legs. It's okay. It's okay. So this is also a revisit. This is also 5 stars. And this is basically sort of a continuation of the first book in that this is the kidnapper from... Oh, dog hit the table. Okay, come on, bub. Okay, so this is the kidnapper from this book. So the kidnapper in this book gets his own romance story in this one. And Lanchin, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, I'm so sorry if I'm not. Lanchin, and this is Lanchin and Kimberly's book. Lanchin, I really like his personality. He has a lot more personality than, say, Devlin does. He has a sense of humor. He kind of doesn't take too much seriously, but he has a lot of depth. So, in total romance world circumstances, Lanchin and Devlin are distant relatives. Sort of like, I kind of forgot the connection, I forgot to write down, but like his great aunt is also Devlin's great aunt, something like that. And he is the head of his clan, but his stepmother, after his father passed away, took the clan's fortune and ran away. So the clan is destitute, and that's why he tried robbing, which didn't work out because he fell in love with Megan's face, or fell in lust, whatever, with Megan's face. So he needs to marry a rich British bride. And all the clan is kind of behind him on this, except one, but we'll talk about that later. And, he's very handsome. He's gorgeous. So they're like, oh, you'll get married right away. It'll be fine. So he goes and he doesn't realize Devlin is the guy that he took the fiance from a couple of months ago. Or I would say maybe about a year ago. So that's kind of a surprise to everybody. So there's a bit of fireworks when that happens. And I like this because you kind of get to see where Megan and Devlin are a year later. And it's really sweet, but they don't take over the book, which I really like. And Kimberly Kimberly. I really felt bad for Kimberly. So basically, her father's a piece of shit. He's very emotionally and verbally abusive, and she can't wait to get the hell out of there. He was really controlling, and she doesn't think she's very pretty because she wears, basically, her father did nothing to her. He was a tyrant. She wanted to get out of it, so she never cared about her looks, and then she's kind of written that she's a little plain until she smiles, and then she's really pretty. But like she wears styles that don't compliment her, and her hairstyle. Remy, bug, stop hitting the table, okay? Hairstyles that don't really compliment her, things like that. So she goes, because there's some random favor her father is owed by the Duke's family, so she goes there to find a husband, and she wants to find a husband because she wants to get the hell away from her father. I think Kimberly is written really, really well. I liked her... It's weird to say, but I liked her emotional scars. I know that's weird to say, but it's just a little different, and it's a little, unfortunately, realistic. And I like that she had trust issues because of it, because yes, So she's there, and I like that Kimberly and Megan become really great friends. And it's interesting because in this book, there's a scene with the library where Launchin sees, Launchin goes there, sees Megan again, and he was like, oh, I'm going to steal her away. And there's a scene that Kimberly listens to Launchin and Megan in the library. And for some reason, that is probably one of my favorite scenes. One of my favorite scenes that I've read in a Johanna Lindsey. And it's not even a big scene or a big dramatic scene. It's just Megan looking for books, and Launchin's like, why don't you believe I love you? And she's like, you don't know anything about me. You just love this face. And you don't even really love that. And Kimberly overhears that, and like she's devastated because romance stuff has happened. And then Launchin, kind of goes after her because he notices. So it's very dramatic romance novel-y, but for some reason that scene has always been so clear in my mind, and something about it really got to me, and really in a good way. I liked how Megan's character was the same, and she's like, look, it's just this damn face of mine, you don't even know who I am. And Launchin's like, oh, he's denying it, and Kimberly's watching this. Sort of like, she is heartbroken, but at the same time, she's like, oh, of course, how can I compete with Megan? She immediately kind of internalizes and things like that. I don't know why, but like, I really like that scene. For some reason, it's so crystal clear in my mind. Like, it just coalesced so perfectly in my mind. So that's this one. It's really great. And then again, it doesn't end with their marriage because there's stuff to work out afterwards. And there's this one girl in his clan named Nessa. Oh, I hate that bitch. Oh, I hate that bitch so much. What she does, I was like, that is not okay. Because Kimberly's mother's dead. Passed on when she was little. Very Disney princess-esque, right? Passed on when she was little. And what Nessa does is 100% not okay. Whew. Nessa, like, got my blood boiling. And I was happy that was towards, like, 80% of the book. Because I don't know if I could have, like, if she was in the beginning of the book, I think I would have spent the whole book pissed off. But it wasn't. It was at the end. And there's a happy ending for both these books. And I really enjoyed them. And I know I've been revisiting a lot of my old favorites lately. I can't tell. I mean, I just been in the mood, So that's it for this week. Don't want to, but it's time for me to get back to the real world. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.